Howdy, folks. I want to discuss a very touchy subject, and that is adultery. Yes, adultery. That is when, if you're a married man or a married woman, and then you are looking to other people of the opposite sex. And folks, it is forbidden. It is very much forbidden. It's one of the 10 commandments. I think it's the 7th, isn't it? I think so. Yeah. 7th commandment. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Okay. Yes, the 7th. Thou shalt not commit adultery or divorce. And next to that, in the 10th commandment, it is more or less repeated. So actually, there are 2 commandments that refer, from the 10 commandments, that refer to not commit adultery or don't divorce. The 10th commandment says, thou shalt not want your neighbor's house, your neighbor's wife, adultery, nor his servant, nor his servantess, or the lady servant, nor his oxen, nor his donkey, nor anything that is of your neighbor. And so you shall not want anything that is from your neighbor, including his wife, his or her wife or husband. Well, Jesus is referring to that in the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5, verse 27. It says, and thou hast heard, this is what Jesus is saying, thou shalt not divorce. But I tell you, every married man that looks at a woman to lust for her, to want her, has already in his heart committed adultery and divorce with her. Well, if your right eye seduces you to sin, get it out and cast it from you, because it's better for you that one of your body parts is getting lost than you are cast into hell entirely, your whole body. And if your right hand will seduce you to sin, chop it off and cast it from you. Because it's better that one of your body parts is going lost than your whole body is thrown into hell. And as also said, all who sends away his wife should give her a divorce letter. But I tell you, that's what Jesus said, everyone that is sending away his wife for other reason than adultery is making that divorce and adultery is being committed upon her. And all who marries send away wife is committing divorce, adultery. So this is very important. It is mentioned 2 times in the Old Testament in the 10 Commandments, and Jesus explains it here that even looking of another man as a woman, or me as to another wife or other woman, it's committing adultery. Okay, and folks, okay, I have to admit, I am speaking out of experience. Unfortunately, I have been stupid enough to have, how do you say, to have done such a thing. I will not go into details, but in general, in the whole picture, you can say that I have committed this stuff. Yeah? And let me tell you again, it is wrecking, it is ruining your marriage. Folks, it's not worth it. Don't do it. It is bad, it is bad stuff, and you should not do it. The woman you marry, or the man that you marry, should be the only woman in the whole world for you. There. And the man that you marry should be the only man in the whole world for you. Yeah, of course, next to Jesus, who is also a man, but that is in a spiritual relationship. It's another relationship, other type of relationship. Folks, unfortunately, I have to say that out of experience, I know this happened to be true. Yeah? Especially in people that are God devoted. God made marriage. He made it, he installed it, etc. God made that. And the devil wants to hurt God. And how he's doing that? He's doing that by letting the followers of God do wrong things. And one of the crucial things is to damage the marriages of people who are devoted to God. If you worship God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to me that's Yeshua HaMashiach, then the devil wants to wreck and ruin your life by breaking your marriage. And one of the most powerful issues with that is adultery. Looking at other women, if you're a man, or other men, if you're a woman. And pornography. Yeah? Lots of men, including Christian men, struggle with pornography. Well, actually, pornography is the same as committing adultery. Yeah? And yes, a lot of men, including in churches, about 80% I have heard numbers of men looking at pornography, including in churches. Yes, it happens. And it's got to stop. And this is a call. I have to admit, yes, I was wrong also in pornography. Yeah? So I have to admit, yes, I'm one of the 80%. One person in that 80%. Not 18, but 80%. Yeah? Amongst Christians. So we don't have to play games with each other. Yeah? We don't have to, let's not call each other sissy. Yeah? Let's play honest with each other. This is a fundamental issue that is breaking up Christian marriages and Christian stuff. And I'm saying this, unfortunately, out of personal experience. Yes, I know this happened to be true because it happened in my life. Yeah, and again, I'm not going into details, but I was guilty about committing adultery, and I want to warn you for it, folks. Don't do it. It's not worth it, especially if you're a Christian or if you are a messianic believer or in other way devoted to the one and only God, the God of the Bible, the God of the Tanakh and the Brit Hadashah. If you are, the devil is wanting to wreck your life and ruin your life and keep you away from heaven, because the Bible says adulterers will not enter heaven. Yeah, and of course God can forgive you if you're honest and you confess it, and then I don't know what's going to happen. It's not up to me. I'm not your judge. Not God about judge about that. But don't commit adultery. It's one of the a marriage is a cornerstone of the society, and if the Satan is able to break that, then society, even in Christian society, it's wrecking your Christian society, your messianic or God-devoted society. Don't do it. It ruins your life. It ruins your environment. Unfortunately, it happens nonetheless, even in churches. I have to be honest, I was confronted with adultery from somebody else. toward me, and don't, simply don't. I'm not going into that. And this is very important. I think this is very important, and it's time that this subject is being talked about more in churches. Let's be honest with each other. Yeah, it's very important, and I want to warn you about this stuff. It breaks your marriage. It will ruin your marriage for sure. I'm the witness for that. Yeah, what happened in my life, don't put that in your own life. Take an example of me and in not doing it, not doing what I did, and is committing adultery. And yes, even looking at another woman is committing adultery in your heart. Because if you keep on doing it and treasure it, then it will grow, and then it will become factual adultery, so bodily adultery. And then, well, sorry folks, don't do it. There was something else I wanted to say, but I forgot. I put it on pause, and then when I remember it, I will make it further. Okay. Yes, I know it again. Folks, like I said, Satan, the devil, is waiting for Christian or God-devoted people to ruin their lives, including their marriages. There are even, and this is very sad that it happens, but it happens. Today it's very popular, unfortunately, Wicca and things like that. It's witchcraft, ancient witchcraft. Well, witchcraft, we saw it in the story of Moses, where Moses is okay. In the story of Moses, then what happens? It's in Exodus 7, verse 22, when Moses has struck, or Aaron, his brother, struck with a stick. He struck the Nile, the river Nile, and became blood all over. But what happens? In verse 22, it says, but the Egyptian wizards did, by their wizardry, magic, did the same thing as Moses did. So that the heart of the Pharaoh hardened itself, and he didn't listen to Moses. What you also see is that a couple of verses, a couple of things further, and here in 8 verse Exodus 8 verse 18, and also the wizards did the same by their magic to let the mosquitoes appear, but they could not do it. And then the magician said to Pharaoh, "This is God's finger." So yes, the devil is able to do some miracles, but onto just a limit. Today, there is a group they call the Wiccans. Wicca is ancient magic. There's black magic, there's white magic, stuff like that. And it's real, folks, but it's the power of the devil. Yeah? Real miracles are the power of God. If you do it in the name of Jesus Christ, you give God, the Almighty, the only one God, the honor, and miracles are done in the name of God and by the power of God. But wizards, and also the Wicca people, it's real, this is real, they do it by the power of the devil. And one of the things the Wiccans do, and witches do, the nowadays witches, they are cursing the marriages. Yeah? There are groups of witches. They are get together in secret, and they deliberately are cursing, especially the Christian marriages. That is done for a reason, because it's out of Satan. The powers are out of Satan. The witches use the powers of Satan to curse those marriages. And it happens, folks. And for people who are not entirely devoted to God, it works. Yeah? Because if you're not entirely focused on God, then the devil can play with that. So if you're a true Christian, the devil, I suppose, it cannot hurt it. But if it's not so, the devil can hurt it. And they do it. They curse the marriages. And witches, Wiccans, do a lot of other evil stuff. And some of them don't know that it's evil. They think, oh, well, we can do some things and stuff like that. So some people are unknown of the wicked and the devilish power behind it. But nonetheless, the power is from the devil. And we saw it in the Bible. It is real. And we see it today in our own society by people. They are the Wiccans, or the modern witches. And if you do all kinds of stuff like that, God can step out of it. It's not good. It's not from God. You should not call upon the powers of the devil. Yeah? God can give you more power than the devil ever can give you. Ever. God can give you power to raise up people from the dead and heal sick real. Yeah? The devil can never do that. But one of the things is that witches are cursing the marriages of, especially of Christians and God's devoted people. And I'm not talking nonsense here. If you look at, there is a lot of stuff that is from the devil in our society. One of them is horoscopes, Reiki, Wicca, things like that. All kinds of media, they can tunnel or talk to dead people. Well, sorry, the Bible forbids it. Don't do it. It's from the devil. And like I said, this subject is about marriages and adultery, also including the devil wants to break the marriages. And one of the ways to do it is cursing the marriages. So protect if you're a Christian, if you're a God-devoted person, a truly God-devoted person, then pray for your marriage. If you're a Christian or messianic, then pray for your marriage to be protected. And that's actually the whole message. And people learn from my mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes in this subject, so don't do it. It's not worth it, folks. It's really not worth it. Please, please, please protect yourself. Be wise. Don't do it. Adultery is breaking your life apart. Okay, take this to heart. Bye.